encounter grace first by coming into the kingdom. You have to be saved. Don't let any man, any preacher, any man, family member, friends or folks, any man drag you to hell. I repeat, somebody need to hear it 3 times. Don't let any man, including preachers, any man, family members, any man, friends or folks, discourage you from following Jesus. I had to learn mine in a very hard way. Because no man shed his blood and died for your soul. Listen I repeat for the last time. Make sure no man, mortal man, not your husband, not your wife, not your family member, not even preachers that will say, they preach. You had them sleeping with girls. They preach. Don't let the life of any man, because no man is sufficient to be your perfect example, but Jesus is. Looking on to Hebrews chapter 12, verse 2, looking up unto Jesus, the author and the finisher of our faith. I need to repeat it the last time. Don't let any man, including preachers, drag you to hell. Be responsible, because when we all stand before him on the last day, it will be every man to his destiny. There is no excuse in this world that will make you deny Jesus. Not one. I repeat, not your wife should drag you to hell. Not your husband should drag you to hell. Not a mentor. Not a preacher. Not a bishop. Not an overseer. We live in the world that if you are not careful, what you see in the life of men will make you almost curse the day somebody invited you to Jesus. Listen very, very attentively. Grace is a man called Jesus that every mortal man must encounter for themselves first. It is after you have encountered, and we live in the days you must have had on the social media, you better not go for yourself and sit down at home. They have also sown a seed of lies that will destroy you. No man, quote me anywhere, from the intelligence of the scripture can know God for himself. Not one. God said, I will appoint for them a teaching priest, my pastor. He said, Hebrews 10, I think verse 25, he said, don't neglect the fellowship. There is something they call the fellowship and the community of brethren. Iron sharpens iron. So a man sharpens the countenance of his friend. They tell you, and they seem to justify it. See the pastor you are following, see what they do. They are buying private jet. The pastor you are following, see what they do. They are sleeping with girls. And because of that, a seed was sown and planted in your soul. And you start disbelieving Jesus. You start getting discouraged with Jesus. You don't know that it's a demonic strategy to keep Jesus out of your life. I was on a call with a couple. You know, I'm online now. They may probably be listening to me now in Canada. 4 hours of my time, my precious time, trying to resolve a matter. Today, I just couldn't succeed. And the marriage collapsed. And I keep telling all kinds. I don't want to go to too much story today because of time. You know, I can tell you again, the issue I've had to deal with in this part of the world since I came in 7 years ago. Since I came in, because Jesus sent me here specifically now to come and stay. You know, I'm into the U.S. The U.S. will be my base. They'll go to Africa, you know. So my catchment area in destiny is America, Europe, and I pleaded with the Lord because I came from Africa. Let me be a blessing to my motherland. That's where I'm going. I'll be spending 2 months in Africa, you know. So the question is, what about your church? Are you going to leave the brethren? Oh, the church is well taken care of. In fact, that shows that you're a good leader, that your absence, your church can still be moving on, you know. So because when Jesus gives you instruction, you follow. It's your Lord. The day you encounter, now going back to that, say, how do I really encounter Jesus? Are you aware many people are truly saved? I mean, genuinely saved. We may have little issues, fall into sin once in a while. Jesus, have mercy. Now, let me quickly say this to help somebody. Never allow the devil to put guilt in your heart. even when you are wrong. Somebody didn't hear what I said. Even when I did wrong, and the devil have every reason to put guilt in my heart, but don't stay wrong. That was exactly what Jesus said to the woman. Neither do I condemn thee. He said, but go and sin no more. That changed my life. From that day, the devil lost anything that can put me in guilt. Anything. Even when I do wrong. Usually, when you draw close to God, you will never want to offend him. Not once. When grace sucks you in, the way it sucks me in, I told the people that came yesterday, I've not set my eyes on my wife 7 years. What married people enjoy, okay, there are kids here, don't let me say too much because of the kids here. What married people enjoy in terms of intimacy, I was denied 7 years. Never look at somebody and say, how are you? Can you come to my house? Never. Never visit an opposite sex alone. You know, I mean, it's not just by you trying to be godly, you know, it's a covenant. It's a destiny. You understand now? And now don't pity me. Say I pity this young man. No, don't pity me. It's a cup I was given to drink. It's a baptism I have to be baptized with. The Bible says, to whom much is given, much is expected. I'm telling you the truth. Much is what? Expected. If someone came from another realm, maybe you practice witchcraft, you are into occult, if you look straight into my eye, and our eye, you will not be able to survive it 10 minutes. If you look straight to my eyeball, you will not survive it 10 minutes. It's an horror. It's a grace, because once you stay long with the grace of God, something from that realm rubs off on you naturally. Naturally. So anywhere you go, see, God will never do anything without giving himself a witness. You know, God is faithful. So the moment, how do I encounter grace? Give me Hebrews chapter 4, verse 16. Now, everybody, we are going to read slowly and carefully now. This is where we are going. Now, everything I have said is to bring you to this point. Is somebody blessed already? Yes, Hebrews chapter 4, verse 16. 1 to go. Let us therefore come boldly unto the throne of grace, that we may obtain mercy and find grace in times of need. Look up, everybody. Let us come boldly to the throne of grace. That throne of grace is an altar. When you get born again and you are taught basic tenets of faith, right? The day you come to understand what I'm teaching now, that grace wants to fellowship with you. He said, but our fellowship is with the Father and with the Son. The day you now start understanding, Jesus tried to explain this during his earthly ministry. Luke 18 verse 1, he said, men always ought to pray